Good afternoon, folks. John M. Bowden with ClayShootingUSA magazine, and we're here on Boxing Day, or the day after Christmas as we know it here in the U.S., with Michael Brunton, our publisher, who's over from the U.K. and for family Christmas, and just wanted to have him sit in with us and talk a little bit about what went on and why he's here and what's going to go on in 2015. Michael, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. It's always great to get some quality family time. As you know, we have, in addition to our publishing interests here in the US, which my youngest son Ben manages, we also have businesses in Europe and Asia, which my oldest son manages for us, for the family. And so, as you can imagine, it's not very difficult. It's pretty difficult to get together on a regular basis, but this has been fantastic. The whole family's been together here for 7 days in San Antonio, and it's given me a chance to play Father Christmas for 4 days to my 4 grandchildren. So it's great to be here.
Which at any given time seems like 8 grandchildren.
Yeah, certainly with the noise and the number of presents and wrapping papers that were around yesterday.
So 2014 has ended for us, and we're already kicking off with the 2015 publications. You want to talk to us a little bit about how 2014 went?
Yeah, sure. I mean, obviously, in global markets, the 2014 was difficult. There were a lot of issues with various parts of the economy and in different sectors of the world. But here in the US, as far as our 2 shooting magazines are concerned, ClayShootingUSA and TrapShootingUSA, we had a fantastic year. I'm pleased to say that we set some fairly tough advertising budgets for 2014, and we exceeded those levels, and we had a good year, and we're very appreciative of the support that we get from the industry. But I guess really over and above traditional indicators of success like financial results, the big one for us as a publisher is the growth in subscriptions, and I think it's now 5, if not 6 years running. Both ClayShootingUSA and TrapShootingUSA have seen significant growth in their subscriptions, and to me that kind of indicates that what we're doing must be just about right.
Great. So I'll see you folks next year. I get to hang around for another year. All right, so with 2014 essentially over with, let's talk a little bit about 2015 and what that holds for us and where you think we want to go.
Okay, well, I think the first thing that's important is, as you'd expect, just coming to the end of 2014, we have renegotiated all our contracts with our printers to ensure that we can maintain the production standards that I think we've become very much known for.
Absolutely.
We have allocated a fairly serious budget for next year to improve our graphics and presentation of the magazine, and I'm sure we can discuss a little later on the funding to significantly improve our social media aspects of the business. So that's all in place, and so now we look forward to kicking off in Florida in February. We'll be covering all of the major shoots. And if we take, for example, just through the first half of this year, I mean, we've got a team down there in Florida for those 4 shoots. Very much looking forward to the Worlds at
Doug's
Dougie's.
place, right? South Florida Gun Club.
Yeah, I'm expecting quite a large contingent of Brits to come over. They all enjoy shooting Dougie's, should we say, challenging targets.
It'll be a lot warmer over there, hopefully, than it will be in the UK at the same time. So,
and then we shall run through right through all the regional shoots on the tour.
Right.
And then, of course, finishing up the first part of the first half year with the World FitAsk and the US Open. On the trap shooting magazines, we kick off in February down at Silver Dollar. We've got plenty to report about through there, and then we have now got a plan for most of the major shoots, and of course all of the satellite grands.
Right.
and we got a finishing up then after the Grand American. But you know, one looks at it and you realise that whilst shoots are an important aspect of what we do, people like to read the results.
Right.
We have to understand that social media now, you can have the results of a shoot the day after tomorrow.
You can almost get them real time.
Exactly right.
With the PSEA, you can get them in real time.
So we've got to look at what we're doing and find more general articles of interest, find those special stories at each shoot that
kind of the people, places, and things that interest folks, right?
And of course that's going to help the subscription base, and to do that we've stepped up the number of correspondents that we've got. I mean, now across the 2 magazines I think we have something like about 15 or 16 correspondents writing for us, and they're all shooters. So we really are producing a product written by shooters for shooters. But I think that our subscription base, our readers out there, could help us enormously. I would just love to hear from guys, whether you do it through Facebook or whether you just send us a direct email. What would you like to see in the magazine?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to write this magazine for you guys, and we are always interested in getting suggestions. And I know we had one the other day on the a gentleman called us or sent it in on the stock maintenance.
Yeah.
And we got a nice note back from him saying, "Hey, that was awesome. I sent you an idea. You guys ran with it. It was perfect." So
we'd like to do a lot more of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that can be anything. It can be a business profile. It can be a shooter profile. It can be a gun test. It could be, but
gun club, new products.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting people in the sport. There's a ton of interesting people I've met in the sport who 5 minutes later you start to know them and you're, wow, this is really interesting. Yeah. So we're always looking for those kinds of things.
So those general articles we're looking to step up to make the publications more readable. And I think both the trap market and the sporting clays market, there are a lot of stories out there that aren't being told, and we see that going forward as a role to give the magazine a more human interest element.
Gotcha. And I know we've got obviously more female shooters coming into the sport, more juniors coming into the sport. Those are always good stories to tell as well, and help promote the sport and keep this all going for all of us.
Yeah. and the whole public relations aspect of shooting as a sport.
Absolutely.
And whilst this year we have the unusual circumstance of the World Fit Ask and the World Sporting Clays in the US, they're not always going to be in the US, and so we will continue to bring to our American readers some of the more international stuff that's important, whether that's Dubai in February, whether it's the next World Fit Ask Championship that'll no doubt be somewhere nice, warm, and somewhere in Europe. But there are all those sorts of elements that we can bring to the table, so that it is not just a publication
dedicated to shoot reports with scores and what we euphemistically call mugshots.
And mugshots with this guy won this, that, and the other.
I know we like to try to tell a story with our photographs as well, and I think we've done a really good job of that as well. That our photography is I'd put it up against anybody's in the industry. I mean, I think that's
we're lucky. We've got 2 or 3 very, very good photographers on our team, and that's another area that, as I mentioned earlier, that we're going to spend more money on, is on the graphics and the presentation of the magazine to really take it up to another level.
Great, perfect. I'm excited. You folks, we started off our social media with Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube channels for all the magazines. Basically got those up and running, have provided various videos, shoots, trying to keep people up to speed real time, and some stuff being bi-monthly. It helps us fill in with content that we couldn't really get in the magazine for timing reasons for the most part. So I think we've done a pretty good job of that. Michael, what do you see us doing in 2015 on the social media front?
Well, I agree with you. I think we have done an excellent job. Looking at the traffic that's going through Facebook at the moment, it's staggering. But I guess really that I'm the wrong side of 65 to be too deep into social media. In fact, my grandchildren complain when I take so long to work the remote control for the TV. Never mind the fact I can never find my mobile phone. But so my job has been to find the money and to provide the budget for you, and your job is to get that delivered. I do think that we should see more video interaction.
Agreed. Yep.
I think it's true to say that we should all be well pleased with the investment we made in the digital version of the magazine that can be downloaded
Right.
through Apple Newsstand.
Right.
I think that's got a way to go. I still feel that with the production values that we have, that people still like to have the actual magazine in their hand, and
We hear that a lot.
you know.
We hear that a lot.
So I think what we've got to do is provide a balanced mix between the printed word and social media. But certainly, if you're looking for a way to reach 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people, social media is going to be the only way.
And all over
to
the
do it.
world.
All over the world, exactly right. I mean, I'm forever staggered at when you look down through who's liking what on Facebook, and I see names from Russia, Greece, Australia, all over the place.
Sure.
So, you know, there is no doubt about it that Sporting Clays and Trap, you know, are both very much international sports, and if we want to reach those people as well, because we can't do it with the printed format, we have to keep spending on multimedia.
Sure. Sure.
And also, we have to remember that both TrapShootingUSA and ClayShootingUSA are only alternate month publications.
Right.
So it's beholden on us to make sure that our social media is very, very slick. Because in this fast world that we live, 8 weeks between one publication and the next, you can almost be forgotten.
Right.
So we've got to maintain that and run the two together. And I see that going on for a few years yet. And yeah, okay, maybe social media will become even more important, but we are spending the dollars on social media, and I'd like to see that as successful as the magazines, and I'm sure you get us there, John.
Well, all right, Michael, thanks for being here. 2014's in the can, so we're kicking off 2015. Appreciate you being over here. Had a great time at Christmas. And what do you want to leave us with?
See, the first thing to do is to thank the subscribers that support us and make our job such a pleasure to do.
Absolutely.
Of course, all our many advertisers, because without them, obviously we couldn't do it.
Right, sure.
I'd like to say a personal thanks to all of our contributors. I think that is another aspect of the magazine which is interesting, that our correspondents are spread all over the country.
Right.
And we get a very, very wide coverage. And
And a diverse group of people.
yeah,
And a
absolutely
very
right.
diverse group of folks.
yeah. And also a big thank you to you, John. I'm sure you
Thank you.
I'm sure you understand that the family appreciate you being the centerpin of what we're doing here, and let's hope that we have another good year.
Appreciate it. Michael, thank
Thanks,
you.
John.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Cheers.